What's up, everybody? It's Slayer Kobe back here again with another video, another story time video. Today I'm going to be telling you guys about my very first experience ever smoking weed, because it's quite the fucking story. So let's start from the beginning here, and in honor of this story, I do have a joint here rolled up so I can smoke this during the story for you guys, because I think everyone's first experience is kind of nuts. So let's light this up real quick, and I'm gonna have a little hotbox going on here, guys. So all right, anyways, so I had been hanging out with friends for a while that had smoked, and honestly it just scared the fuck out of me, because it's a new experience, and you know, you hear all these things about it, and I didn't know what the fuck to expect. So going into the experience, I was scared. To paint you guys a picture of what was going on in the scenario, basically I had this friend. She was a girl, we're just gonna call her Brianna, and then I had a friend, we're just gonna call him Hogan. Okay, we're gonna name him Hogan and Brianna. Brianna, my friend, was a heavy smoker. She was a pothead to the fucking T. She was actually the person from my other weed story. She smoked every fucking day. This went the fuck out. She smoked every fucking day. I mean, I'm talking about a stoner to the fucking T. She knew everything about it. And she'd been trying to get me to smoke for a while, but I was like, no, I'm gonna wait. I was 18 years old the first time I smoked, guys. And so I waited a while, I would say. Most people are a bit old, or a bit younger than that, actually, but for their first time. But so yeah, completely unexperienced, and something about that night was calling me. I just knew at night I wanted to try it out. So I asked Brent, I was like, you got any? And she of course had some. So I said, let's do this. Let's fucking do this. Like, I'm ready. So I got my friend Logan. And we decided to meet up and go park somewhere to do this. My friend Brianna went ahead and rolled 2 blunts. 2 blunts, guys. Now, if you guys don't know, blunts are harsh, even for somebody who smokes all the time and who is not used to smoking a blunt is harsh as fuck. So, and I had never even fucked with any sort of nicotine or any of that shit, no cigarettes or nothing before this. So I hadn't done nothing. So I was very unexperienced, to say the least. And, you know, she had a mindset to get us really fucked up, at least me really fucked up. So that's exactly what she did. She rolled up 2 fat ass blunts. And she decided that it would be a good idea for us to hotbox it. And that's why I feel like I'm doing this right now, is it's kind of in honor of the story. But she decided to hotbox it. She's like, we're gonna hotbox it, we're gonna smoke these. If we smoke the first blunt and you guys don't feel anything, we'll light up the second one. So, and she always had good weed. So, it's kind of, so we're sitting there, we park somewhere, we're in a neighborhood, we're chilling, and we're ready, and we're like, okay, let's light this up, let's do this, like, let's start this out. So my friend Brianna takes it up to her, she lights it up, gets it lit, and she's in the driver's seat, I'm in the passenger seat, my friend Hogan, he's in the back seat. And so she lights it up, and then she proceeds to pass it to me. And so I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. She just tells me to make sure that I inhale it into my lungs and to try and hold it. And so that's exactly what I do. I go just like this. Just like that. And I hold it in. And then I pass it back to my friend Hogan. Now, the first time that you do it, it's kind of weird because you don't know how fast it's gonna creep in. Some people's first times they do it, they don't even feel anything. You don't know what to expect, so you feel like sometimes, like at least for me personally, I felt like I had to keep smoking because I smoked that, took a few hits, I didn't feel anything. I was like, okay, you know, and she kept smoking, so it just passed around again. Smoke it, pass it. Again, smoke it, pass it. And we just repeat that cycle until the blunt is all the way gone. So at this point, we've smoked an entire blunt. And without even second thought or even giving it time, because some strains can be creepers, you know, they can creep up on you and hit you out of nowhere. Instead of giving it time to just settle in and really see how fucking high we were gonna be, we felt a little weird. We felt a little jittery. I think it was from the wrap and the tobacco. And so we didn't think we felt anything. So we decided to roll up that second one and start going off the second one. Let me light this up. So without second hesitation, we just decided to go in on that second blunt, which was a bad idea, guys. We should have given it time. So we just put the second one right into rotation and we start puffing that one down. And we end up smoking the entire fucking second blunt. And that's way too much for someone's first time, guys. It really is, especially 2 fucking blunts. We did not give it enough time to settle in. And so I pretty much am like, okay, I don't think I'm feeling anything. You know, I feel a little strange. And I was like, it's time to let the box out. So I decided to get up, open my door, and take a step outside of the car. If you guys know anything about smoking weed or taking psychedelics too, like, changing environments can be like the biggest thing that really lets you know. Or going from sitting down to standing up, or like sitting down to walking, it like really can hit you. So it didn't even hit me until I took a step outside of the car. But I open the door, I take 1 foot out, I take 2 feet out, I get out of the car. The second that I stand up, everything just changed. I was fucking high beyond belief. I don't even know how to explain it. It almost felt like I was in a different world, guys. I mean, 2 blunts would fuck me up now. I can barely take a blunt now alone. I'm fucked up by the end of a wood. And so we did this, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And I like look up at like the lamp post that's up there, and I'm just like mesmerized, like almost in shock. Like there was no paranoia at first. I was in shock. Like I was just like, it really is like, you know, I didn't like teleport or anything, but it almost is like you fucking get like everything, like your world changes around you. Everything feels different. Everything felt third person almost. Everything was in slow motion. It felt like everything that was happening in front of me, it like felt like my motions and, you know, me talking was all happening in front of me. So I sit back in the car and Brenna's like, okay, I'm gonna take you guys home. But honestly, you know, she was talking to me, but she was like this. She was like, in my world, she was like, guys, I'm gonna take you back home. And like, there was this weird, almost trippy effect, because it was dark, and she starts driving off, and she starts playing music, and I just look over, and like, everything is in like frames. I don't know if you guys have ever had this, and I've only gotten this like the first 3 times I ever smoked. I don't, you know, when you start smoking often, you don't get those same feelings as when those first few initial times. Like I always say, not for everyone. Some people smoke and it's the same always, but some people like me smoke for the first time and it's almost like trippy. It's so fucking like, it's crazy. I mean, it's amazing, you know, it's those feelings that you get, it's incredible. But we're driving and I'm just looking around, just everything is in frames. I'm like, holy fuck, what is going on? So at this point, we're driving back to my house from this neighborhood, and I start to panic a little bit because I don't know, I felt like I was, you know, you don't know what that feeling is, and so when you're there, you're just, it's uncharted territory, you know. And so I'm like, oh my god, Brenna, and she's just laughing, you know, and to me it's like in fucking freeze frames, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And so we end up pulling up to the house, and I get out of the car, and I swear to God, like, I mean, you don't know what that feeling is. It's so foreign to you that it was like, you know, it makes it hard for you to do normal functions. Like, I got out of the car and I thought I forgot it, like, how to walk, and it was like, no, I know how to walk, like, I'm good. And so me and my friend Hogan walk up into the house, and we walk up and we're like, we can handle this, like, we can handle going inside. Like, my parents were in there and shit. I'm like, we can handle this. So we go in there, and within about 4 seconds of being in there, we look at each other, we're like, we cannot handle this. So we get the fuck out of there. And there was a lot of paranoia going in there just because of the whole entire parent situation. But then once I came out, this is when it actually started to become really, really neat. We walked down, and we just started taking a walk down my sidewalk down in my neighborhood, and we were just like looking up at the street lamps, and like what we would call it was like super focus, which is, it's so beautiful. It really is. We called it like super focus because it just seemed like we could look at the street lamps and like everything else would just be like a blur. We could just focus in just to every little detail of that street lamp. And we were just laughing our asses off hysterically, walking, looking up at these street lamps, having a fucking blast. We did this for like probably like 40 minutes, just walked around and fucking looked at street lights and shit. We were fucking high out of our minds, clearly. And I mean, it was so fucking cool though. Like, I never thought that a street lamp could be that amazing. And so we're just looking at these street lamps and we're like, wow, dude, this is fucking incredible. We end up making a loop around the neighborhood. We walk for a while and we end up making it back to my house. And the high was still very, very there. We were still very, you know, baked, and, you know, we weren't quite there, all the way there yet. And we walk inside my house, and that's when we just decided to go to town on some munchies. We fucking just ate so much food. I don't remember exactly what we ate, but I know that we cooked some food. We got a big ass bag of chips, popped that bitch open, we just snacked the rest of the night until we passed out. And I just wanted to share that experience and that story with you guys, because I think it's something funny, and I think everyone's first time is pretty funny. It's such a foreign feeling. It's so strange that those first couple times that you smoke, because it's like you really are entering a different, it seems like you're entering a different world or something. Everything is alien, everything is a little bit different, and you don't quite know how to handle it. But yeah, guys, that's my story. I hope you guys got a little bit of enjoyment out of it. Maybe you laughed, maybe you learned something from it, maybe, you know, this is not me encouraging anyone to smoke weed. You know, don't smoke. If you're gonna smoke weed, do it when you are ready. You don't have to smoke weed at all. It doesn't fucking matter whatsoever. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, guys, that's my story. I would like to hear from you guys what your guys' stories were, and like your first time smoking was, and like how it went and shit. So let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, talk to you later.